Hey guys, it's Abby from Autumn of Pellinor, and today I'm talking about the top 5 books I don't mention enough. These 5 are some of my absolute favourite books that I adored at the time of reading, that I really need to go back and reread, and that I don't really ever mention for a variety of reasons. So this is their time to shine. I have 3 of them in physical format, 2 of them I read in ebook format, so I'm going to start with the ebooks just to pop them up. The first one is Seed by Lisa someone. I read this back in 2017, I would guess, possibly 2016. This is a YA book about a cult. You follow a girl who is in a cult, you follow her as she joins at a very young age with her family, and her life throughout that time. As you can guess, this kind of talks about starting her period and the familial aspect and what happens, and I think at some point they leave. I can't confirm. They might leave, they might not. I haven't read it in like 3 years, which is part of the reason why I don't recommend it, and also because I don't have a physical copy. I'd love to reread it, but I don't own a physical copy. I read an ebook, and I don't tend to reread ebooks. Don't know why, just don't. But this was really emotive and it really grasped me. Cult books can tend to walk that fine line, but this I think was done really, really well, and I really do recommend giving it a shot. Next up is The Bells by Dhonielle Clayton. I really need to read The Devouring Rose. That is the sequel to The Bells. The Bells follows it's a fantasy world, kind of dystopian. I guess it is dystopian. I've never had to describe it before. I'm so bad at this. These girls are picked to be the most beautiful, and they're kind of like shown off for that, and they compete for this. They compete for the chance to be in the best household. So as like ruling families, so like one person stays with the king/queen and the rest go to like leading households of the lords and ladies, and they're competing to be the most beautiful, and obviously there is a lot going on behind the scenes for that. There's also, it is fantasy, so I'm pretty sure that the people that aren't the Bells are naturally grey in their skin tone, like full on just grey-scaled, and have creepy red eyes, and so they have loads of cosmetic surgery to combat that and look more like the Bells themselves. It's a really beautiful book that I sped through. I remember when I read it, I was on the train from Carlisle to Preston and I read it on the train. It was so good. And I need to buy a physical copy. I just don't have the money to buy it new and haven't found it secondhand. That tends to be a theme with any books that I want to own but don't yet. It's just a really, really well done dystopian fantasy that really taps on a lot of home truths, and I think Dhonielle Clayton is a beautiful writer, and I really do want to read The Devouring Rose. I just haven't got around to it because I am focusing on books that I own, and I don't own it. But this is a great, great book. Then onto the ones that I actually own. So first up, I'm going to go with the one that isn't an ARC copy, and that is the Time Travel Handbook, 18 Journeys from the Eruption of Vesuvius to the Woodstock Festival by Wyllie, Acton and Goldblat. Whether that's actually the authors or not, I don't know. It tells you the truth, it tells you facts, so non-fiction about historical events, but it is bound up as if it is a travel guide, as if you're going to book a holiday and go to see the eruption of Vesuvius and stay in Pompeii for a week, watch the eruption from a safe place, and then try and travel back home. And it does this for a variety of different historical events. There are celebrations, historical moments, cultural and sporting spectaculars, epic journeys and voyages, and extreme events. So one from each: VE Day in London, the Women's March on Versailles in Paris, the Beatles in Hamburg, Captain Cook's first epic voyage in the Pacific, and the eruption of Vesuvius at Pompeii. There's more than that, and just it tells you what you should be wearing, how you should be speaking, when and where you should avoid, exactly what happened, notable events to watch out for, and just the way that it does it really gives you an in-depth knowledge whilst not having an in-depth knowledge of the events. Obviously it's skimming over a lot. The whole point is meant to be to get you to go on the holiday, but it gives you all the key points to work from. So it's just a really fun book. It's just really, really fun to read through. They do have pictures / drawings in there depending on the event. So, you know, the eruption of Pompeii is a drawing. This is Tahitian women performing the Timorodi, which is from Captain Cook's epic voyage in the 1700s. So that's a drawing. But this is a picture of someone at Woodstock. and it's just really, really interesting, and I've not seen anything else like it. If you know anything like it, let me know, because I need to read more like this. It's great. Then, A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood. This is a contemporary, I guess, but it's not. I don't know, like just kind of literary fiction. This is in the 1920s. I guess it's historical fiction, Abigail, you idiot. It's in the 1920s and we follow a woman in her life, essentially, is all I really want to say, because that's all you need to know. A lot happens, there's a lot of different events. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The actual book is beautiful as well, this is a proof, but it's just a beautifully written story, and I've struggled to find books that give me this same feeling while I've been reading them. It's absolutely wonderful, and I look forward to one day owning a real copy, and also reading more from Laura Wood. And finally, I don't own a copy of this book either, but I have an ARC of the second book in the series. The Mortal Coil is the first book by Emily Suvada. It's red, very similar to this, but red. This is the Cruel Design? Yes, this Cruel Design, which is the second book, and I haven't read the third book yet. I won this ARC from Penguin. It is Penguin, right? Yes. I won this ARC from Penguin on Twitter and went, shit, I need to read the first book. So I read it on ebook. I just quickly grabbed an e-copy of it, and I was up at 3 AM screaming at my Kindle. Now, this used to be common when I was younger, when I was reading before my hiatus for education. Not anymore. I angrily tweeted Emily and she loved it. And this book was just the same, and I'm kind of annoyed that I haven't gotten myself to read the third book in the series yet. This is a dystopian series where we follow a girl who is hiding out and trying to stay safe. Bodies are exploding because they have this like virus, and there's stuff wrong with their DNA and people can tweak their DNA. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. She is a scientist herself, Emily Suvada, as far as I'm aware. So it's not scientifically accurate because it's sci-fi dystopian, but it's as accurate as it can be, in that it makes it seem very plausible, which for me makes it so much better. Because I may not be a scientist in this manner, but as someone who has been in tertiary education previously, it is really good to know that it could happen. Like, you have a slight knowledge of kind of everything, and you know it could happen, and you're like, damn it, it's awesome. It's so, so good. And those are all the books. Plus 2 that I don't have, that I don't mention enough at all. I need to reread all of them. I need to buy or obtain this this Cruel Design. So, no, that's this one. The Mortal Coil. I need to get that because it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I need to get the third book that I can't remember the name of. These are just some really fantastic books that I feel don't get enough hype around them on BookTube as a whole. Especially this one I can understand because it's very me. This one's very me. And Seed I can understand because cult books are difficult. The Bells does get a reasonable amount of hype, just not on my channel, which is why I've mentioned it. But these two should have a lot more hype than they do. They are amazing. I think BookTube would fall in love with the both of them, but they just don't read them for some reason. That went well. I copied this video concept of the top 5. I know it's not original anyway, but I specifically copied it from Alex Black Reads, so I've linked her channel down below, and click like and subscribe if you want to see some more from me in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!